Hey everybody, my name's Eric Wood and welcome to AricTalks, the show where I talk about things that are important to me, and that's kind of it. Let's jump right in and talk about Brexit. Breakfast? Brexit. Breakfast. Yeah, that. Brexit is the idea of the British islands leaving the European Union. This might not seem very important to us Americans, but the fact is that it matters a lot. If Britain leaves the European Union, that could be a huge destabilizing factor in the region. And that could mean a lot for America's standing in the world. They're holding a referendum in the British Isles of whether to stay or leave. These two campaigns, the stay campaign and the leave campaign, have been very, very bitter. A woman has actually died. A parliament member has actually died in the process of this very heated contention. The man who killed her has gone on record saying, "My name is death to traitors and freedom for Britain." As an American, and as Americans, we need to be especially concerned if the European Union starts to break up. That is fantastic news for Russia. The vote is happening this Thursday, so that's something to be watching. In other news, Lewandowski has recently left the Trump campaign. If you don't know who that isn't surprising. He's most well known for being the guy who attacked a reporter, specifically this female reporter. Unlike most of the people who punch other people at Trump rallies, this guy is not a normal Trump supporter. He is the head campaign manager. Yeah. Keep it classy, Donald. And Trump has recently announced that he is letting this guy go. This guy has been with the Trump campaign since day one. He's kind of their chief strategist, and he's gotten Trump this far. Lewandowski is very important because he is seen as the reason for the campaign's tone. You know that, like, big, arrogant focus on the size of your hands rather than the actual issues tone? He's considered to be the one responsible for that. And now he's being let go. Now, we don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, either for the Trump campaign or for the American people in general, but we do know that it means that things are going to change for the Trump campaign. In a slightly less political context, Cleveland won. What? How? No one thought this was possible. For weeks leading up to this game, it was Golden State Warriors, Golden State Warriors, Golden State Warriors, just again and again and again. And no one thought anything would come from Cleveland. But Cleveland somehow managed to clinch the championships, and LeBron James has brought it home, and it's just, I'm not even that big of a sports guy, but good God, this is an amazing underdog story. I mean, in the last second of the 7th game, I mean, it's just super cool. I'm normally a nerd for more traditional nerd stuff like superheroes and science fiction and that sort of thing, but every now and again, sports are just cool. With that said, today's show is brought to you by democracy. Democracy, you are so fantastic until suddenly you're not. Kind of like a quote regularly ascribed to Winston Churchill. Democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others. The simple fact is that democracy can produce some pretty messed up stuff. I mean, if you look at the Athenians, they were a liberty-loving people, but they became a naval sea empire that brutally oppressed their neighbors, giving birth to the quote, "The strong do what they will and the weak do what they must." So democracy, I love you, but sometimes you produce some really weird stuff. And, you know, America's survived so far, I guess, so we must be doing something right. But in the meantime, I think it's important for us to acknowledge that democracy only works when 3 things happen. Thing number 1, the voter must vote. Don't vote, then you're not having your voice be heard. And if your voice isn't heard, then only the stupid people's voices are being heard, and that's just not good. Thing 2, when the voter is well informed. If you don't know what's going on in the world, how are you expected to make good decisions? If you go into the voting booth and say, "Oh, this person has a good name, it sounds kinda cool, I'll just check the box next to that one." Stupid! The more people are informed, the healthier democracy is. So, do society a favor and read a book or something. And the third thing, democracy works when voters are willing to compromise. Not everyone's going to agree on everything, but we can all agree on a few things. So, yeah. Those are the three things. So remember, 3 things. Thing 1, vote. Thing 2, be informed. Thing 3, compromise every now and again. Dang it! With that, everybody, remember you are a beautiful human being. Try to change the world today. And as always, sincerely yours, Eric Wood.